Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Colony, which is a new science fiction thriller from writer-director Tim Fehlbaum, who also wrote this film with 3 other people. You have this film that honestly looks really good. It has an interesting look to it, a grittiness, a darkness, a forebodingness with a lot of fog and stuff like that. Cinematographer Marcus Forderer does a really fine job, and Lorenz Dangle, who does the score for the film. It's Cynthia at times. It's a nice, atmospheric, and effective score that lays the groundwork for this woman, this female astronaut played by Nora Arnezeder, who previously I was just talking about in That Cold Dead Look in Your Eyes. And she was also in Army of the Dead, and she's playing this character who, after a couple of generations of humans have moved away from Earth, they send back a crew to see if it's inhabitable again, and Blake, played by Arnezeder, shows up. Basically, she's the last one left alive, and she comes across this society that's intact here. And there's like a dark presence and a mysterious presence. Iain Glen, who plays Gibson, who leads this group of people. There's definitely a lot more to him than just like this nice persona that he's putting on. There's moments where he snaps at his adopted son, where you could see some of that darkness. And it's one of those kinds of things where it's just like, you know exactly where his character is going. You know mostly where everything is going in this film. It really deals in a lot of tropes and cliches, and doesn't offer up a whole lot of new narrative, but, you know, it does deal with some, like, political ideas and stuff like that, which I feel like a lot of films are trying to hit at nowadays, and this film does an okay job of doing that. Sebastian Roche plays Blake's father, who she has these flashbacks to, which, like, they cut away from the momentum of the film, so, like, to be honest, I wasn't the hugest fan of them, and Roche does have some decent amount of screen time in this film, and really building that connection, trying to lay the groundwork for Blake to like open her eyes to the horrible things going on with Gibson and Palling, played by Joel Bassaman, who's doing some horrible things to some people out of like these are the rules, I have to do this. And it deals with a lot of tropes and cliches and familiar ideas of themes when it comes to women's liberation and male power struggles and stuff like that. But it's a interesting and atmospheric looking film. There's definitely some tension and some suspense along the way. Iain Glen has some interesting parts and scenes with Arnezeder, but in general, I think the technical aspects of this film really elevate it and make it interesting and enjoyable for a kid to come by and enjoy all the things that are around them. But like, this film is definitely raw and intense and beautiful to look at, and has some interesting ideas and has a decent concept. It's just that a lot of it doesn't click and really kick in to like the next gear. It's always feeling like we're driving around at 25 miles an hour when we could be doing 65 on a highway. But at this point, it's a slow-moving, well-acted, solid science fiction thriller idea. And, you know, if you're a big fan of this genre, watch out for where you're walking around potentially. They do like their explosives and stuff like that, this group that put this film together and supports it. But, you know, this is an interesting film, and I think if this is your kind of genre thing, it's worth your time and effort. But those are my thoughts on The Colony. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.